What is going on, everyone? Now, today I'm talking about my experience, how I started working with venomous snakes, and that is due to comment I received from Jake. I believe it's Jake, who asked about if I had a mentor or anything like that. And I'll give it a second, see if Jake enters. So, until then, here's a Chinese cobra. And we will see. But if not, you can replay, watch this, and hear the whole thing. But just so I think for now, at least, for a little while, I'm going to just start going live and film videos like that because, hey, Chris, Jake, and Morbid, just start going live instead of filming some videos and editing them together. Take some time and, I'm trying to rebuild this reptile room. That's taking up so much time. So if I just go live, it's easier. But anyways, like I was saying, Jake asked about my process. Tyler, what's up, man? Asked about my process in working with venomous snakes. If I had a mentor. Aaron, great person. Morbid, great person. Chris, Iron Dog. All these people, great people. The best I've met. But anyways, my process. So growing up, I caught snakes, worked with snakes, but mainly catching them because I wasn't allowed to keep them for a while. First snake I was allowed to keep was a corn snake. But growing up, just handling snakes, practicing not getting bit. At some point, I don't know how old I was or whatever, but I decided to start working with venomous snakes and got my first venomous snake. I didn't have a mentor just because I noticed a lot of people weren't willing to do that. And yeah, I just didn't have a mentor. So I got my first venomous snake with no mentor, just using hooks, practicing. And I, have honed my skills growing up, handling, not getting bit. But I knew I was going to be smart about it. So I was smart about it, learned. And then, I don't know, at some point, I got the job that I have now working with animals. And then the owner of where I work became my mentor. So I learned more at that point. So I ended up getting a mentor, but I didn't start with one. And how that went was, Jake, so the first snake, I know that you were asking about cobras and stuff, and that you have experience with vipers. The first venomous I worked with or owned personally was a Mexican cantil. So that was a viper. Very easy to hook and move and do everything without, I didn't even have to touch it. So it was very easy. And then got my job. And once he saw I knew what I was doing, I was able to work with the snakes at my job. Yeah, so people always suggest getting a mentor, but don't mention that it's difficult to find one due to liability, due to bad experiences, all these things. So it's not as easy as just finding a mentor. But yeah, once I did start working with my boss, I think the next snakes I got were a very, very defensive broadband copperhead, which was great practice. That was one that I consider untouchable. She would strike constantly. So I had to use 2 hooks. So that's where I practiced using 2 hooks, getting it from point A to point B safely. The next was a blacktail rattlesnake, I believe. And then, cobras at first seemed super difficult, in my opinion. looking at how that quick they are, how much they move compared to the vipers that, you could generally just move from point A to point B very safely with the vipers. The cobras were moving all over the place and freaked me out. First cobra I got was a 6 foot long, maybe not 6 foot, 5 foot long Indian cobra. And I was in over my head. So somebody lent it to me, a friend of mine, and I had it for about a month, and then I gave it back because I don't think I was ready at that point. But at this point, handling cobras, very simple for me compared to like a big, massive defensive rattlesnake. But yeah, so still learning every day, but pretty much started on my own. As I, kept pursuing it, I ended up getting a mentor in my boss. Mayhem Herpetarium. Hey, what's going on? Jake, a smaller one, maybe not. And the reason I say that is because if you have one that doesn't stay on the hook well, or let me just bring out a smaller monocle. I'll tell you why a smaller one probably isn't the best. I'd say, the Indian cobra was fine as an adult, but it was just a little crazy. That one in particular was a little defensive, so it was a little too much for me. I mean, those are good if you have a good personality, one that has a good personality, but the smaller ones, here, I'll bring one out and I'll explain why it's kind of difficult. My animal house, what's going on? So although this monocle, so medium size, probably good. But the thing with cobras, the twists and turns. So if this one trying to climb up on its body, you can twist, make it fall back down. But at this size, those twists and turns are going to cause it to come up their body quicker. It doesn't work as well with the smaller ones. And like I was mentioning with to continue on that, the twists and turns help it get to your hand quicker with the smaller ones. So you got to be better with the hook technique. So being able to stop it with the hook, let go at the right time, all those things. But also with the babies, if they bolt and you're trying to hook it constantly, some of them love backing up. But if you're trying to hook it constantly and it's falling off and the smaller snake is bolting, your first reaction is going to be to snatch it up. And with a baby, if it wants, as soon as you reach and grab, can trigger a defensive response. So I'd say, the best, I don't even know how to answer that. Whatever you feel comfortable with, do. Because, I got in over my head with a lot of stuff. And I learned from it. I was smart about it. If people are smart about it, you can generally get away with a lot. But with the smaller ones at first, I had a small snouted cobra. I know you were talking about a snouted cobra. The one that I mentioned to you that's really defensive, when it was a baby, it bolted and I reached and snatched for it. Nothing happened. But after that, I had things in place where if it did bolt and fall off the hook or fall out of the enclosure, there was a bucket there to catch it. So that situation wouldn't happen again. And yeah, Tyler said he started with Naja siamensis, the black and white spitting cobra. So if it's a good laid back one, which the majority, in my experience, the majority of all the snakes I work with are laid back, very easy to learn, work with. J and G, what's going on? Look, all these great people. I love you all. Let me bring out a little siamensis. I'm the type to say that, if you're smart about it, there's, I really don't care what people do. If you know your limits and are smart, so if you did get something and it was way over your head, being able to find someone to take it in would be a good thing. I've had to, that Cantil, the first snake I had to give it up because I did not know how to force feed at that point, and that snake wouldn't eat. And I didn't want it to die, so I had to contact someone, take it to them. But I had people in place where if I had to give up an animal, I had somebody to do it. Yeah, see, those are great, Jake. Like I said, that broadband copperhead I had, perfect. Second snake I had, super crazy, but helped me use hooks, master the hook technique. Rob, brother, I'm gonna bring out a baby spitting cobra, and then I'll bring out a big monocle cobra. So you see hooking, but not all of them are great like that. Tailing a smaller one, not really necessary. So technically, tailing small vipers, any snake, they can whip around if they want to. But I say that, but I tail them clearly. But again, with the twists and turns, it's not going to work well with a baby. Steven, what I find with those, does it strike defensively at all? So Steven mentioned having 3 baby white lips that are having trouble feeding. What I find is if I can get them to strike defensively, any of the arboreal snakes, I've never had a problem with getting them to eat. What I would do is cut the pinky up small enough that it would get stuck in the mouth. So they'd strike defensively, and it would get stuck to the point they couldn't throw it out, and then they would start swallowing. So if they don't strike even defensively, then maybe, you're going to have to resort to force feeding if nothing else works. So try all that. Yeah, Aaron, about the fence and was it tortoise getting stolen? It's ridiculous, man. I'm so sorry about all of that. So I hope all that gets situated. Glad you got the fence put up. See, if they do this, it's perfect. Easily move. What I like to do is look at the spitting cobra with no goggles on to show them I'm no threat. I'm joking about that. I got to say that nowadays because people will think I'm serious. There was a point where I didn't wear goggles at all. And, most of my snakes are very laid back, but there have been times where the snakes that don't spit ever have spit, and I'd prefer not to get spit on without goggles on. Yeah, Jake, eyelashes are great. I have a little golden one now. The coolest little vipers. After the desert horn, eyelashes are just such amazing snakes. Yeah, Aaron, is there anything I can do to help? I will do anything I can to help with that situation. That's ridiculous that happened, especially to such a wonderful person. Let me bring out, Jake, I'm going to bring out a bigger Monocle Cobra, show you the twists and turns I'm talking about, since it will actually work on a bigger one. So hang on one second. Yeah, Rob, I might bring one out. I don't mess with them too much because they're wild caught. I just want to make sure everything's good. So I try to keep handling to a minimum, but I might bring one out today just because y'all are the best. There was something else about that I was going to mention. Hopefully I remember. We'll see. Oh, yeah. I can bring up pictures on. Can I bring up pictures, Chris? Like while on here? Can I show a picture that's on my computer? So here's a big old Monocle Cobra. So the best thing, you see it's climbing up. Let's see if I can show on live. If anything, I'll get bit, and you guys, at least it'll go viral. I'll finally get monetized. But you see the twists that make the snake fall back down? Practicing with black racers, or I guess any type of racer, perfect for learning the twist techniques. But again, it doesn't always work out. If she gets her head on her body, then you're going to have to let go. That's a failed twist. And with cobras, they're like king snakes in a way that, also king snakes, great practice. King snakes in a way that when their mouth or head is on you, they'll sometimes bite, just to see what the heck it is. Not really defensive bite, kind of like king snakes pushing their head against your skin and just biting. So that's why never let the cobra's head touch my skin, even when I was free handling and stuff. But yeah, the twists and turns, knowing how to maneuver. So let's see if she'll climb up on her body. And then knowing just that movement causes her to go back off. But if it's like this and it didn't work, I'd have to let go. So lots of things to be done, which is easier with the bigger snakes. But so yeah, I'd say a bigger one is much simpler than a smaller one. But in my experience, the majority of them are very laid back. But if you do have that off one that's super defensive, it's going to cause problems if you don't know what to do in certain situations. So like with other snakes, if the snake is, I don't let it get like this, but if it turned back on me while it's wrapped around me, knowing what to do calmly. If I start panicking, the snake's going to start panicking and get defensive. So like mambas are great for that. They'll try to wrap, but I'm just always aware. I don't let it get to that point. Thank you, Aaron. But she's a good girl. I've had her. She's one of the first cobras I've had. Everything at this point in my life, everything blends together. So can't remember which is first, which is this. But she is definitely one of the first cobras I had. And that's why she's so special to me. So she's my favorite personality-wise. But very, very, very simple if you know certain techniques. Cade, my brother. I love Cade. Cade is just such a good person, super supportive. And that type of stuff, all these people in here that have been very supportive, that means the world to me. I can't express it enough. Actually, yeah, she's very good. She's been very laid back. It's only when I get her out, she'll be defensive. And if I take her to a different location, sometimes she's defensive. Leucistic monocle. If Tyler's still in here, I think Tyler has a little leucistic monocle. Super beautiful. Hang on, I'll get another snake out. Has anyone suggested coral cobras for you? I just got a coral cobra, but that's one that I see people suggest for first time elapids. But again, that small size, it's difficult if they don't want to stay on the hook. In my opinion, the smaller ones a lot more problematic. BMX Johnny did what? Suggest coral cobra? I've only worked with two. The one I have now and just one previously for less than a day. So very, very little. All right, let me bring out a different snake. Jeez, I can't remember. I thought of something. Can't remember. Oh yeah, about the cobras, the larger ones. So, in my experience, even the very defensive large cobras, very simple, except for forest cobra. So, you got to handle them at the right time. So if the big one I have, bolted every time I was hooking and reaching. It was whipping around, so I had to wait till the right time. It was going all around the room. I had to wait, knocking things over. But if I knew if I just grabbed, it would whip around. They're very quick. They're kind of like mambas. So that situation with forest cobras can be a problem if they're like that. The first one I worked with, let me see if I could figure out how to put a picture up. Actually, I'll just show you. Never mind. First one I worked with, super laid back. You could just hold her. I jumped into Cobras with Monocle. 10 out of 10, don't recommend it unless you worked with that exact snake with someone else. Yeah. Cade, did you have a mentor? I was mentioning earlier, finding a mentor. It's not kind of hard to find. Yeah, Tyler. I wonder why it says Tyler sometimes and then part-time predators. Switches. But yeah, the little Lucy, is she defensive? Desert horn viper. Cade. And hopefully Rob's in here. Is Rob the one that said he loved him? Very, very, not very spectacular pattern, but everything about them, just the way they burrow, just that face, their scales, it's just incredible. This is so cool. These are ones that I can just sit and watch. And they're not even like I said, very beautiful pattern wise, but something about them. Isn't that ridiculous? You have a pair of these? That's awesome. I hope to breed the two I have. That'd just be the coolest thing. The crappy thing about them is egg layers, and I'm so impatient. But oh my god, imagine a little desert horn face popping out of a little egg. Yeah, they're just amazing. Yeah, Cade, you know I got you. Yeah, Jake. I mean, the majority, I'm giving you examples of like worst case scenarios, but the majority ride the hook good. The majority very laid back. But I'm just mentioning the worst case scenarios and things that can happen because it's good to be aware of that. Yeah, you want to see the gaboon? Craig. Well, if you do, Jake, I believe you can handle the situation. This to me was the coolest experience. I've never seen a snake shed from the start to the finish. I saw one of them out of the sand, and I set up the camera while I was building stuff. I filmed the whole process. Saw it shed from nose all the way down, and I inverted it so you can see the horns. Isn't that just incredible? Oh, dang, Cade. That's ridiculous. That's a bad bite. Bad bite. Gerald. Gerald is another great supporter. Always leaving kind words. Just great person all around. It's an incredible snake. I wish people could see it in person. I have the computer in here. I've never brought the computer in here. Well, I actually did once, and it looks much more. The lighting looks bad compared to my phone, so the pattern shows even less. But it's incredible. This is just I can't even put it into words. Just seeing the pattern in person blows my mind. Exactly, Kate. I have no problem. Even the people that, have, it's hard to single out the people that we feel shouldn't have snakes, but that does cause problems. When we start putting restrictions on other people, that's a foot in the door for lawmakers. So that's why I don't really care what people do, as long as the animal's taken care of. And like I said, if worst case scenario, they're not taking care of it, message them privately, do things in private, not public. Literally, just not public. I can't stand that crap. Yeah, Tyler. And Gerald, thank you. You have no idea. Every time I see one of your comments, it just makes my day. You're just super kind. It's unreal. I'm just thankful for all of you. Thankful for all of you and all the love and support. And, I've always been like this since day one. And it's not going to change, though, like I always say, with people involved. People are always, people are just negative, and they look for drama and stuff. I don't know if this is female or male. No idea. And I'm bad at telling by looking at the tail. Is it the males that have short, fat tails or short, stubby tails? Females have longer tails. Even then, I can't tell unless it's side by side. I guessed with the bush vipers, just based on size and looking at their tails side by side. But yeah, I have no idea. It's very short. Mark, the spider guy, what's going on? It seems fairly short and stubby. So it probably is a male, huh? That's a female? Would short and stubby be female? Thank you, J&G. Anytime. And you know, another thing I mentioned, especially on that sidewinder bite with Eric, when I put that snake on the ground or when I'm getting it out, huffing and puffing. But as soon as it hits the ground, it's huffing and puffing. Snakes can change completely when they're on the ground compared to being held. Females have the short tails. Okay. On a positive note, when the snake is an adult, I'm sure I can borrow a male from somebody and possibly breed them. One of my favorite cobras of all time, banded snouted cobra. J&G, do you have any snouteds? Yeah, Gerald, definitely. Now, Cade, have you seen the banded forest cobras? Some of the banded forest cobras look similar to these. Oh, you don't have any elapids? I'll have to go through your stuff and see. I haven't checked out a lot of people's stuff recently. I definitely want to see those desert horns. That's what I was worried about. Rattlesnake rattling. Hopefully that doesn't drown out my talking. Does this, can you hear the rattling? Okay, the next one you're getting is snouted. And Jake, yeah, this one, you remember how you were mentioning how calm this one is? The majority I've seen have been really calm. The one other one I have that's not banded, very defensive. But there was like a 7-foot long banded one at my work that you could do anything with. This one was sold to me. They said that very defensive, will strike with mouth open. I've seen it gape one time. I actually captured it on camera. So I'm sure it's because I was whipping it out and the camera's right there. Oh, good. The big, yeah, Tyler, it is soothing. The big melanistic is right behind the computer. So if that one goes off, I'm sure that it'll be a lot louder. Grim, my brother. I love Grim. Mikey, such a great person. You know, it sounds that way, but when you work there a while and you see how the public treats animals, that joy will fade away after a few years. Don't get me wrong, I loved educating the public, teaching them about animals, but seeing how people break the rules, throwing rocks at monkeys constantly, it just, for me at least, destroyed that joy. But that's why I've been posting so much on Instagram, trying to make that my career. Social media. Educate from a distance. Zookeeper, Tyler. Yeah. Thank you, Gerald. Means a lot. Oh, really, Jake? That's awesome. Thank you. Cade. Love you, Cade. Um, yeah, Instagram. I like posting there. It's paying off right now. Um, but I might have to refrain from posting feeding videos. One of the feeding videos, got 20 million views. That's awesome. But all the comments, almost every comment was negative. And I don't need my account getting reported. Don't need negative attention. So that's the problem with the feeding videos, unfortunately. It's been a while on Instagram since I got that type of response. In the past, I've gotten people messaging me telling me to kill myself over feeding a snake. But the thing is, if you don't feed the snake, they're going to be mad that also. They're mad either way. It's lose-lose with those people. So in my experience, not even responding, or if they seem like the type to report your page, just blocking right away. That's my experience at this point. Don't respond to the negative people. Jake, I can't even post on our TikTok anymore. TikTok, I joined it, gained a lot, but every time I'm handling, I get a violation. They sent me a message saying one more violation, and they removed my account. So I don't post handling things on there at all. And I was very careful about what I posted on there. And I get so many kill that snake comments on TikTok, I don't even read the comments anymore. Gerald, I'm about to bring out the Black Pakistan Cobra. Darius is a great person. We got something planned, actually. So what you need to do is stay tuned for that. I mentioned it in a video, but now that you guys are here, yeah, a bunch of Karens. But yeah, we have something planned. So, and let me see if I can post a link to his Instagram. But it's Lifeline Reptiles. Let me see if I could figure out how to do that. Hang on. But stay tuned for a little collab with. Let me figure out how to post link, but I'm going to type it out for now. Yeah. Thank you, Cade. Thank you. Yeah, let me get B-Pack out. Black Pakistan Cobra. What's Jake? Are you still in here? Yeah, he went over to Bennett's. It was so cool to see. He sent me a video with him with a cottonmouth. Did really good. Jake, I'm gonna bring out one of my black Pakistan Cobra. I don't know if you've seen him. Probably my favorite Cobra. He is very defensive, but he doesn't take it to the next level. He usually strikes with his mouth closed. But I'm gonna bring him out now. B-Pack, the black Pakistan Cobra. Now, I haven't worked with Chandler. He stopped following me on Instagram. I don't know if it was by mistake, because I noticed some of the people I followed for years, I wasn't following them anymore. Had to refollow them. But next time I'm in Florida, I'm going to hopefully just go by and chat with him, because my good friend Jenna is friends with him. So, and Jenna's somebody like just a wonderful person if she says someone's a good person, which has nothing to do with Chandler. But yeah, him and Jenna are friends. So when I'm visiting her again, maybe I'll stop by his place. But I just want to talk to him, see just chat with him. I don't care about, getting videos or anything like that. If he's okay with that, it'd be cool. But just like to talk to him about his social media experience, because he grew really fast. I remember first finding his channel, very, very, like maybe a couple thousand subscribers, and then he got to 1 million super quick. So I just want to talk to him, figure out his approach. Spencer. No, Jake, they don't, not in the United States. No anti-venom, but there was somebody, I believe even in my state in the past, way before I kept snakes, that got bit by a black Pakistan Cobra. And he survived. I can't remember what it says in the bite protocol, but yeah, no anti-venom specific to the black Pakistan. Did he actually get one, or is that just him working at Bennett's? I think that might be Bennett's Chloricus. Yeah, Jake, it's the black Pakistan, black neck spitting cobra. I'm not sure. I feel like there is anti-venom for it, but could be wrong. Oh yeah, Mikey. It's super cool to see how supportive that his family is. Well, I'm sure in the United States still the odds are probably pretty high, since there's always other things, other approaches, such as induced coma, letting the venom course take its course. So I don't know if that's what happened with him. That could be what happened with him. Still, I don't want to experience it. Yeah, I'm not sure, Mikey. I'm not gonna lie. The venom aspect does is hard for me to understand because it's so complex. So when you research stuff, and if there's a bunch of information that's saying different stuff, it causes me to get confused, and I don't know which is accurate information. So it gets all jumbled in my head, at least. It's very difficult for me to understand all the venom aspects. There was somebody that, yeah, Kate, I heard a few more things. I don't know if he's still in the hospital, but somebody sent me, they went and visited him and sent me some stuff. There was somebody that had a pair, Darius. I don't know if he still does. They're expensive though. Expensive to me, but maybe not to others. I think it was 1,000 and some for a pair. But yeah, I've never. I used to see them. I've only went to a couple of shows, Hamburg shows, and the first one I went to a long time ago, there was a bunch of black Pakistan Cobras. Haven't seen one since. Yeah, Cade. Yeah, Mikey, I try to educate myself on things, but I'm not the best at. I lose. I'm not the best at remembering things. So if there's different information that contradicts, it's like everything I just read up on goes out the window, and it feels like a big waste of time. But I still try. I don't know if it's that the stuff that we went through, that we struggled with, that might have fried my brain. Who knows? But yeah, I used to be very good at reading stuff and remembering it. But yeah, nowadays everything goes out the window. 1,500 each, so 1,500 just for one. It's crazy. But they are, I guess, rare now. I don't know. Let me put him away because I feel like I'm missing some of the comments, and it seems like y'all are talking about something interesting. But here he is one more time. B-Pack, the Black Pakistan Cobra, coolest snake on earth. Some guy 40 minutes away from me lost a forest cobra. Dang. I wonder if they find people that have dogs and cats out that escape. Just curious. In my opinion, though, Jake, when escapes happen, we can learn from it. Because, yeah, it's a shame. Things are always going to happen. Oh, Gerald, no problem at all. I think someone sent me the link to that forest cobra situation. But yeah, I haven't heard much about it other than that. Good, Gerald. I'm glad. I'm going to add people as moderators. Hopefully, I got everybody. Yeah, that zebra spitter. It was a big one. If it's the one I'm thinking of, he had a massive zebra spitter, bigger than any I've ever seen. But I don't know if that's the same one. Might have been a different one that escaped. Well, I got a new bush viper, everyone. A male for my females. So let's hope everything works out and I can breed these bush vipers. That'd be awesome. Yeah, Gerald, I do. There's two that are very defensive. Probably not the best to bring out. And then there's a melanistic one that I don't know if I want to get it out just because it starts rattling. And it's a handful. A green one. I'd show it to you, but I'll wait till it's settled in. I believe they're wild caught, so not in the best shape. Well, the male is, but you know how wild caught can be. Just want to keep the stress to a minimum. Yeah, I got the green because cheapest phase, and don't want to risk spending more on a red one or different colored one and have it pass away. I just don't make enough to be able to use. Alexander England has blacks for cheap. That's crazy. If I ever get another bush viper, it'll probably be from him. I love Alex. Some reds and blacks. The blacks are awesome. When I saw them at the show, they were $1,000. Nice, Jake. Yeah, Alex is a good guy. I like him. How much do blacks go usually, Cade? 1K is cheap. Geez, I don't even want to know how much they usually are. Yeah, he does have some awesome eyelashes too. and pine snakes, I believe. The pine snakes he has, really cool. Jeez. That was the only black one I've seen in person, and I think it was 1,000 even. But I don't make it to many shows. I've probably been to 5 shows total in the past 10 years. Yeah, Jake, that's a long drive, and probably wouldn't be worth it unless you're coming to stay for a while, at least a few days. But then again, I mean, I don't know. You have some pretty good shows around you, I'm sure. Oh yeah, and to think that all the babies I charged so cheap. I regret it now, seeing everyone charging such crazy prices for squams. And I gave some away to some people that turned out not to be good people. Yellow tiger. If those are the ones I'm thinking of, those are beautiful. Do they have a stripe? Those might be my favorite. How long ago was that, Cade? This one he posted is ridiculous. The greens on it. I don't know, man. Eyelashes are incredible. I don't even know if I can pick a favorite. They're so awesome. Yeah, his squams are the coolest. In December is when you got one for that much. I'd rather get captive born than wild caught. I just need to be more smart about the snakes I get from now on. Well, Jake, in my opinion, nothing to compare it to, but the venomous selection last time wasn't as many as previous times, but that could be just because I was right after. I don't know if it was right after they were able to open up again after COVID. I think Tommy, I I feel like I've seen some of his posts. Not for sure. Does he have a bunch of eyelashes too? Yeah, it might be him. Is it? Let me see. I usually just keep them quarantined. I've been a little where I previously lived. I was able to keep them quarantined in a separate building. At this point, I put the squams in here, which could be a big mistake. I didn't really quarantine them. I keep them on a different, like as far away from the others, but it's in the same room. Yeah, then that's exactly South Carolina Venom. Yep, that's who I was thinking of. He does have some incredible snakes. Oh, nice, Jake. I see you messaged me. Let me see the one you sent. Dang, dude, that's the one you got from him. So that green one I just showed, the yellow one with thank you, Cade. So that one I just saw on Alex's page was a tiger then. A squam is a variable bush viper. Their scientific name is Atheris squamagira. So people just call them squams. Yeah, there's some good people down there, Texas. A lot of the I guess people that I like in the reptile world down in Texas. Yeah, Gerald, every time I post squam instead of variable bush viper on Instagram, I always feel like I wonder if people are going to think it's something different. What is a squam? So I'm glad you mentioned it. I should also be getting something tomorrow, but I will surprise you all if it does happen. Oh yeah, is that what you meant about stress wise? I barely interact with them. I check on them like by looking, um, take care of them, feed them. But even now with the desert horn vipers, they still in the enclosure that I keep to quarantine, at least for them. But I only take them out when I need to clean it. And yeah, I don't still, even though it's been about a month or so, still treat them like they're brand new. But I'm probably going to be that way with them for a long while because they're my favorite. I really want them to do well. But the squams, I picked some up for a good friend too. So just in containers for now with paper towel, one little branch, and a little hide thing. But yeah, keeping it to a bare minimum. Don't want to stress them. Oh, that's good, Jake. Hey, Deepak. I'm probably saying that wrong, Deepak. I received a comment from you about 4K, what I use to film in 4K. It's just a phone. But when I try to reply to it, it doesn't show. I don't know why it does that. And then when I look at held for review, it's not in there. So I don't know why it didn't let your comment about what I film in 4K with. So if I don't ever reply to you or something like that, it's because it doesn't show it for me for some reason. I don't know if anyone else experiences that. And good, Rob. It should blow your mind. Yeah, exactly, Darius. So my experience getting wild caught isn't a problem if it's from somebody that's not trying to sell off the ones that are most likely not going to make it. When I go to the shows, a lot of the people will try to push off the ones that aren't doing so hot first. And that's been my experience. If I don't know the person, they're going to sell off their sick ones or sickly looking ones. But a lot of times that's me too. I don't look them over. All right, Tyler, same here. I'm about to get off too. Go spend time with my wife. Also try to finish building these shelvings. Yeah, so if I don't reply or acknowledge your comment, it's because I didn't see it. I try to reply to everybody. So if it ever happens where I don't, something's going on. A lot of times I notice it doesn't even notify me. I have to go through and look. But everyone, I'm going to get off. Thank you for joining. It means a lot. I appreciate you all. And sorry that I suck at talking. I stumble on my words. So hopefully everything I said, especially for Jake, hopefully it was easy to understand and follow. And hopefully I answered things that you wanted answered. Spencer, thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you, Rob. Means a lot. I really appreciate you being here. And since the other times you were in, just means a lot that you're here. Greatly appreciate you. And remember, everyone, Darius and I are going to be working on a video soon. I'm trying to finish building these shelving units. I just build them myself, Jake. So I don't know of good ones to put on. But once I'm done with that, him and I are going to work on video together. But please check them out. Lifeline Reptiles. Thank you, Darius. It means a lot. Thanks, Jake. I'm glad. Deepak, thank you for being here, even if it was late. I appreciate you so much. Yeah. I got some new enclosures and I'd have to just rebuild everything. And I suck so bad at building that I'm probably going to have to take it down and redo it. But I'm just trying to get it done. But yeah, everyone, take care. Have a good night. Remember, try to be kind to everyone. If it's just on my page, then try to do it just there. I don't care what you guys do anywhere else. But yeah, there's just so much negativity online. And I think that we can make a difference. But yeah, I'll be back soon. Love y'all. Good night.